Okay, so this is called Fanaticism More Powerful Than Venom. Wow, what is up with these long chapter titles? Wait, actually, how long was my last video? I need to know. My last Demon's Partner video. My part 1. It was 52 minutes? Golly. Zacharoff, clad in black, blends in with the vacant-eyed adventurers as they arrive at a massive underground sauna. The magical dens have managed to gather and swallow up Amberites and magical beasts alike. The magical particles and mysteries behind this place makes a small lair none like any other, swirling with the carnal desires of men. I see. This magical den must be absorbing other ones. The pungent body odors of magical beasts wafting in the air inadvertently brings back memories for when Zacharoff was in his state of crisis. As hard as he is trying to remain composed, avoiding his arousal is a moot point. Small lairs which have lost their bosses are no more than piles of rubble. It is quite rare for something to come back to life in this manner, and not just being revived, but to also take on a maze and expanse of its own. It's my fault for not going out into the streets and noticing what with how such tremendous magic is being concealed in this manner. Perhaps a small lade had been swallowed up by a far larger one, or maybe even a new demon has taken residence, one capable of forming a far more complex, bewildering magic conduit. Whatever the case may be, the King of Amberdon himself knows nothing of the mysteries woven underneath the streets of its bazaar. Now he finds that for every man in black, there's down there squirming, fate in the Trinity is being stolen from their very grasp. A sinister poison hides itself in the thick fog of the sauna, parasiting and clinging to its host till they rot away as it steals their magic, disguised as sweet pleasure, which quickly gets to work tainting Zacharoff's heart. You've gotta be kidding me. Then do it! Lord, Moms. The magic particles elsewhere are disgusting in comparison. I told you to keep it down. Now it's time to regale in the moment. Even while the very source of all his power is being stolen, Jalam, still being one of the Divine Trinity, could easily capture Hamamsh, the petty Shadow King of this small lair, and kill him in no time at all. Nonetheless, Jalam is more than aware that it would still require significant time for all the prayers and desires directed at Hamamsh for now to be once again directed at himself. With Amberdon so dependent on magic more than ever before, it is beyond evident that it is falling into ruin. What Jalam is really after is hijacking the lair for himself or subjugating it. All the while, Hamamsh has already begun cunningly sinking his venomous fangs into the throne. Jalam had intended on redirecting the fate of the sauna goers to himself and use a coalescence power to outperform Hamamsh. Most notably, Yapshaka, his younger brother, loves this tactic. In that event, things would be settled by majority rule, seeing how far the lair's magic has corrupted the adventurers as opposed to Jalam's. Considering how Hamamsh has the ability to mix highly addictive poison into the mist, Jalam is admittedly at a disadvantage. Oh goodness. I'm gonna have to censor that, golly. So huge. Hold up, I'm begging you. How weak and cowardly people are. Oh, I did not know you can get, a dingling. Lord Jalam, you're wrecking me. I'm gonna have to censor that. From one poor adventurer to a puny demon servant and so forth, Jalam finds himself determined to weigh those odds by copulating with the countless men there. I'm gonna have to really censor these noises, golly. Is there really no way out of this, really? How absurd. It is apparent how the warrior Farrokh, the one training the servants, has Hamamsh by the neck, his Achilles heel. It's Jalam's objective to steal him. A sturdy vessel which doesn't go berserk no matter how much poison is injected into him exceeds the requirements to be Jalam's next doll. Yet Jalam refrains from doing so. Instead, he watches Hamamsh and Farok make love and how they exchange magic between each other in the strangest and complex of way imaginable. Unbeknownst to Jalam himself, this has inadvertently aroused him. It is not a rare sight at all to see magical beasts to swindle the adventurers who make their way down into the abyss of this lair. Typically, it's like watching someone else eat. Yet. At any rate, whether it be due to his pride or desire to rival them, Jalam is strongly determined to outdo the couple with a tremendous magic. Otherwise, he has the conviction to say that victory has not been achieved, especially after being made witness to feast his eyes on their terrible display. I am far from satisfied. What's the matter? Who's gonna be next? Who desires to be subjugated by one of the Trinity? Jalam shouts towards the dulling heat wave. Attaining victory through means of uniting people with such mediocre beliefs now presents itself as an utterly foolish means. A clear, overpowering road to victory has been available to him from the start. A shallow adventurer and a servant can be seen wandering about the sauna chatting up a storm. Whoever they think they are, they have quite the nerve ignoring his doggesty. Paying no mind to the weight of the men clinging to his body, Jalam rises up and squints at these figures through the thick fog. Zacharoff. Why are you here? Have you also succumbed to the poison? If only it were that simple. There's a far more sinister demon within me, far more powerful than any poison, which I have no means of overriding. Enough talk. Get over here! Oh wow, that's a secret sauna above here. It doesn't really hide, huh? Ooh. Alert! There's some birdies stealing my fire! Beep beep beep! Just what do you think they're doing in my lair? Now, you mustn't shout in your own sauna. I mean, you are the owner and all. The heck, man? You wanna go? Yo, servants! What's giving you the idea you can jerk off just cuz? I don't know. Return to your post, damn it! Stupid ass servants! Oh, please forgive us. Oh dear, oh Mr. Hybe here doesn't believe violence is the way to go here. You'll make out our old-time gremlin here so sad. Try to get intimate together, won't ya? The heck is up with you? Quit touching me. Hehe, I was right to believe in you. That I was. I had my faith in you. I'd say everyone has had their faith in you. King Zacharoff, only you are fitting to rule over the magic and curses of our fine Amber Dawn. Be in haste not, and give out your orders. This is no time for you to hesitate. No. I'm in disbelief. Golly. Oh no. It's a nightmare. We'll be right back. Alright, so this is, I already chose the first one. It's basically just a scene with Jalam and Zacharoff. The second one, not sure. Protect the servants. Hey, hold up! What's the big deal with ya? Oh, Mr. Slay of Hands here? Why, I'm your humble gremlin servant, Hybris. I knew it had to be him. Yo, he's the Shadow King of Pride. He's the true culprit behind the servant calamity. I remember seeing him at the bazaar. Oh dear, did old Mr. Hybe do something naughty again? No need for everyone to get so upset. So everyone knows who you are? No need to worry about any of that. You keep being you, Farok, my boy. The hell is that supposed to mean? Are you wanting to get punched? Cause if you don't, you'd best listen to what I'm saying. What's this? Nah, Farok, my boy, you're too nice of a guy to be like that. I don't think you've ever been cruel to a small fry servant like you. Look, your old Mr. Hybe here. Indeed, all Fark is doing is merely raising his fist in a threatening manner. This is all the more reason for why Hybris is merely scoffing it off. Ugh. Ugh, you're so annoying. How come you know my name? Oh boy, do I? I sure do. I was actually torn between whether to choose you over my boy Zacharoff. Seeing as how you're our genius warrior born in our slums, what would that immortal, unbreaking, invincible body of yours? Everyone just had to treat you like some toy. That was so horrible to watch. Hey, cut it out. As Hybris creeps up and whispers this into Farok's ear, one could see Farok's hair stands on edge in agitation. I hate how sorcerers, what with their puny arms, gotta be so nasty. I oughta snap them to teach a lesson. When I was young, eons ago, I wanted to become king of Amberdon myself and change everything. You would have been able to be king, Farok, my boy, that you would have. Unfortunately, it was Zacharoff who succeeded first in starting a coup. You just happened to not be the one to make his dreams true with your old man's amethyst, Farok, my boy. I'm sure you wanted to become like my boy Zacharoff. Zip it! Ugh! Hey, get out of my way! Aaron receiving command. My master is Lord Hybris, who's our Shadow King. Farok, my boy, you made it to the feet of my boy Hamamsh without needing all Mr. Hybe's amethyst. That's quite impressive. Just how did you do it? Seeing how cool and drenched in sweat you are. You're making my dong hard. Oh no, I might. Yes, just your scent, Farok, my boy. You're just losing us all. Alright, so crack down on this unlicensed business. Hey, I remember you! We met before at the bazaar, the provost who reeks like a beast! Is my scent that obvious? I try my very best to mask it. You have no boyfriend of your own, huh? Instead you alley up with people. Disgusting! Well, that's because of how I'm researching the very abyss, which is magic. I have no time for a boyfriend on account of how devoted I am to my research. Besides, I'm a provost for goodness sake. You're just upset because I'm right on the money. Anyway, you've sure made this lair of yours enormous, all while lacking the licensing to do so. I can allow this to go unchecked. I hereby enforce the laws and regulations on our fine Amberdon on this establishment of yours. If you want to get wrecked that badly, give me your best shot, come on! Be super gay with me! Lord, did he have mercy. Just then, Hamam spews his venom right at Solve as he stands before him. Hamam's venom is powerful enough to instantly fill up any starving wolf with the insatiable drive to breed. Now that Solve is bathing in this very venom, he returns to Jester with an unperturbed smirk. Hehehe. Huh? My venom isn't working on you, but how? You must be Fark number 2. Should we go out? I've always had a thing for you. I've already completed in analyzing your venom. Huh? With mere detoxifying magic, no doubt. Hate sorcerers. Hate him. Now there. No need to fear accepting someone into your life. Come here. Solve then coalesces the magic particles inside the lair and recites a spell in the tongue of the beast, creating a summoning circle which faintly lights up their surroundings, enshrined in darkness. He meticulously weaves his complex summoning circle to have it serve as a counter magic to Hamam's venom, and what a marvelous display of detoxifying magic this is. Watch me in action. What do you think you're doing inside my dwelling? Okay, this is called Manager starting today. Where is this place? Who am I? Where's my sauna? This is a sauna, but it's not my sauna. Farok! What? Oh. There. It's alright, it's alright. At the King's Garden, Magical beasts and servants, all of whom have lost their masters, have flocked to Farouk. Lord Farouk, could you please pet me too? I'm so glad to return to work at the palace. Ah, that's good to hear. Could you introduce one of my friends to work here who's still... Well, hold up now. I don't know just yet whether we can return to the magical den or not. Farouk! Oh, Farouk! Pet me too, won't you? My partner. Where is this place? The king's palace? We must have been apprehended. Hey now, don't you be crying like that. Just calm down, will ya? Oh my, I sure hope everyone was able to rest just fine. Ah, there he is, that proboscis who reeks of beast. Solvay! Is my smell really that bad? I wonder. I know you've got a beast inside you. Did you use some sort of spell? I know what your true face should be like. Oh. Oh, that's cool. You had quite the boner fever back in my sauna. I distinctly remember so. Indeed, that was the case. I must have let myself loose, which I hadn't done in ages. I'll rat you out to everyone close to you. Are you fine with all of them finding out who you actually are? Go right on ahead. What? Are you being for real? After all the work you put in hiding how much you reek like a beast, you're gonna be cocky like that with me? Yes. You see, I've just never mentioned anything about it until now. I figured that there was no need to. I'm almost positive it's common knowledge. Moreover, I'm the one who decides how I have myself known for. I can assure you, chaos would ensue if my internal bestial nature were to be found out. The Divine Trinity of Amberdon, along with our Divine Messenger Zacharoff, are of a different caliber altogether, far beyond both our imaginations. Now with that being said, let's go meet all those people who aren't so straightforward to deal with, shall we? No way! Ooh! Deployment of servants to our academy has been carried out swiftly in accordance with our past roster. You sure that'll just be fine? There are quite a number of them who can't go home still. After all, this all practically happened yesterday. Making such a tough decision right off the spot surely can't be good for them. I've always been in favor of lifting restrictions on servants from the get-go. If they ever get out of control, I'll deal with it. If there's anything I can assist you with, please let me know. Thank you for your hard work out there. We sincerely appreciate it. Aside from official business at the academy, we can have them work in our mines down in our lair of the abyss. We could have them form parties with above-ground adventurers so that their conduits are never severed. Hey, are you trying to cause a divide between the magical beasts in our lair and the strays on the surface? We'll set quest tax yield to 50% or below. For servants who have lost their masters, we will have them decide for themselves whether they wish to stay on the surface or return to our lair. Of course, if they choose the path which involves pairing up with adventurers to pillage relics, they would be up against your horde of demons in the lair. As adventurers in their own right, you're free to do as you please to them. You can entertain them or devour them, whichever. Well, I'm not in favor of eating my own kind. I'm sure the small price to bring back some of those bonds from the surface will taste somewhat better. Why, hello everyone. I have brought the star of the show for today. You're late. You could have just woken the guy up. I'm the one who determines the weight of a crime. Be sure to punish him thoroughly. Now, no need to get so angry. I'm sure you'll be awfully lonely if the sauna went bye-bye for good, Jalam, my boy. Yeah, it's Jalam, one of the Divine Trinity. The real deal in the flesh. Just to think, you were the one doing whatever the hell you please in my Amberdon. Oh! Addiction himself, Hamamsh. As of last night, your lair is now under the control of the Divine Trinity. Amberdon shall seize it along with all the magical particles found within. Give it all back to me! What gives? Calm down, partner. Give me back my money! Oh, here you go. This is a Bazaar Merchant Guild certificate. Please have it, Mr. Farouk. Are you really giving me one of these? Thanks. What? What did you just get? I'm not gonna be the one duped here. This all has gotta be some big lie. What's that? You see, Mr. Farouk here has agreed to this in exchange for your bail. You see, your Sea's magical den will operate as a public bathhouse and will be run by the state of Amberdawn. The Parliament of Amberdawn has decided to entrust all its operations to you, Farouk, and Mr. Farouk here. What? Do you mean Hammamsh and Mr. Farouk here? Golly. Tribute is part of the bylaws which govern the rules and regulations of guilds which operate bazaars. We will ask nothing else in return. Hey, is this really true, King Zacharoff? There's gotta be more than what meets the eye. No, it's precisely how Father Solvi has so eloquently laid out, I promise you. Liar, this is all a bunch of lies! Would you like to make another plea bargain? Your crimes and damage will not be overturned, and we would request compensation. Oh, so how would you like your heart weighed on my scale? Hold on, I can deal with this. Alright, I got it. Partner, I'll just pretend that I'm abiding by everything. Price for use of the sauna will be restricted like any other public bath. There will be no memberships, and it will be made available to everyone. What? You'll be forbidden to inject toxic components into the mist during the day. I can't use my venom? How would that possibly work? How would that possibly work? I mean, my goodness, I guess the venom is still in my head. Hey, that means you can do whatever you want with it at nighttime, so I don't think it's a bad deal. Farouk, there's no way that we aren't being swindled here. I'm telling you, having money taken away from us like this won't end well. Our place would go bankrupt. And I'd worked so hard to make the rooms bigger. Now I'm gonna be done for. Oh dear, we've hit a snag. Huh? Yo boss, you there? Where's that pervy teacher of ours? Is he here? Al-Adin. I am not a perv, and quit calling me boss. You'll blow my cover. Hehe. Is that magical den sauna gonna open back up or what? There's a huge crowd out waiting for it to reopen. What's that? It sounds like you have quite the enthusiastic fans out there waiting for you. What? Even after you detoxified my venom? That, you are right. I did indeed remove the addicting elements from it. Even so, it sounds like a lot of people are still waiting for the two of you to return. Wow. Come on, open back up already. I heard this place is gonna turn into a public bath. That means it's gonna be way cheaper starting now. Now hold up, I don't think a formal decision has been made yet. Officials with good upbringings really can be big oafs, huh? If you let these wild warriors cause so much racket, the commotion will only get louder. You can say all you want, but rules are rules. This magical den is now under the ownership of the Parliament of Amberdawn, as they have garnished it. Yeah. Come on, help me out here if you think I'm such a big oaf. It'll be my pleasure. Look, a paper airplane from Professor Yopchaka. He says you may all enter the den, as it has now reopened for business. You can start a riot from how many of you guys go in there, for all they care. Hooray! We can now go back to sorting ourselves out! Heck yeah! Yay! I'm already beat from having to tag along with you guys till dawn, all on this kick on how I could have had a good sweat at the sauna. Hey, partner. Now, this ain't so bad, huh? Enough already. I've had enough of this. I can leave and go to work if I want, yeah? I thank you, most importantly, for your understanding in this matter. Hammam shrugs his shoulders and hisses loudly as he leaves Parliament. Riding my griffin would have been way quicker. Hold up! Oh Jalam, King Zacharoff, I believe this matter has been settled. Good work. Indeed, it appears we have managed to not have to take away the place our warriors have been using as a haven to rest. It will also provide employment for our servants. I'm so grateful for your advice, Father Solvay. Please don't waste such flattery on me, my king. Anyway, there is still one large item left on our agenda. Yes, indeed. That being, annulling our trade agreement with the Federation. Ooh. This is called Chaos Come Tomorrow. Hey! Did you hear about it? What exactly that you're talking about? Bartlett points at the group of people approaching Pays Blanc Castle. I wonder who could be coming. Look at him with this. It's far too difficult to look at the group of people through the binoculars Bartlett has let him borrow, given how it's covered with bandages and reinforcements. Yet even though its lenses are so out of focus, they manage to capture a massive entity being guarded by other royal guardsmen clad in white armor. Is that a dog? That huge one is Jalam, of the Divine Trinity. Below him is Zacharoff, so one of the gods and the king of Amberdon are here. Weren't they supposed to be in some cooperative agreement with us? From what I can tell, they're all in black. Wouldn't wearing black robes and bringing one of your Divine Trinity indicate that you're about to start a war or something? Oh. This is cool. Zacharoff has made a sudden appearance to Pays Blanc Castle. Clad in black, he and Jalam, one of the Divine Trinity, accompanies him, causing the citizenry of the Federation to become quite alarmed. There is something off-putting and threatening about their arrival, though the citizenry lack details on the matter. They are overwhelmed by fear. Amberdon is a familiar presence, one which brings with its curses and horrible secrets. How unfortunate, but I suppose it cannot be helped. I'm afraid so too. The pale expressions on Equus and Morgan's face are with good reason, for they have both signed off acknowledging that the Equusian Trade Pact has been officially annulled. So our little intimacy club is over, huh? I could have sworn my name was in that agreement. I guess it's no better time than ever to take advantage of the situation and say good riddance to it too. I, Dragon King Barbaros, am high and mighty. I pack with no one. Paul, refrain yourself for just now. I figure it will be only a matter of time until we receive such a request. King Equus, that'd be no different than laying all your cards on the table. Even after Mamon's company went bankrupt, CPN products still flood the markets, and they are all of high quality and cheap. If situations have changed as drastically as they cleared have, then I should have been the one who asked that we go back to the drawing board, as the individual who thought of the pact in the first place. Anyway, I assume that the Federation will still continue to have a good relationship with Amberdon moving forward? Why, but of course, I entrust that you will look after my beloved daughter, Elaine. Hey, while I'm aware you're a far more serious adventurer than most of the lots around, you know if anything were to happen to her, that would spell a trouble for you. Yes, we promise that she will remain safe in our care just as before. Very good. I was worried that you were here to declare war for a moment. King Equus, I'm sure you could have found a more indirect way to say that. Well, I am quite sure everyone else was wondering the same thing, am I right? At any rate, I am glad that it did not come to that. Do you have a change of heart by any chance, King Zacharoff? Why, yes. Desire for tranquility, with nothing going for it, simply does not suit the nature of our Divine Trinity. I, for one, concur with them. Huh? Well, I could very well be misunderstanding you, but I believe I might still be following you as a king myself. Which reminds me of tonight. Let's have dinner tonight, shall we? King Equus, I'd love to share a toast with you as our friend. Huh? Equus and Morgan are both struck by how Zacharoff has taken the first move. Shivers run down both their spines from the thought that this may very well be some sort of scheme or trap. That would be lovely indeed. You will be returning home tomorrow, I presume. We have of course already prepared a table to welcome you to. O thou of the Divine Trinity and its divine messenger? Well, now that we have gotten the serious talks out of the way, let's have some wine, shall we? I'll have our chefs pour us some right away. Morgan is right. Let us all have fun. Zacharoff is clearly dissatisfied. Wouldn't you please? If possible, I'd like for it to just be you and me, King Equus. I'd rather we leave out all political ties and the possibilities of others saying he said this or the other said or didn't say that, you see. What the heck? I wish to talk with you as a friend. I'm sure there's much I can emulate from the Federation through you. My apologies, Minister Morgan and Kuhn. Huh? I don't really mind either way. What are you saying? We have every reason to be concerned. What if something were to happen to King Equus? Now there, Morgan. Would thou of the Trinity be attending? Ask him. Yes, for you see, I am merely his servant. You should decline the offer, King Equus. What if something really were to happen? I appreciate the invitation, and of course I accept it. I am the only invited, correct? Correct. Huh? At the very least, we should have your banquet venue be here, and we will ensure that the finest meals are prepared that the Federation can offer. With that, we gladly accept that offer, Minister Morgan. If something does happen to King Equus, though, in that even, you may have Kuhn himself slay me. That is if I am incompatible with the world you envisioned, you see. Wait, what? Are we gonna end up having to fight Baal? What are we gonna do? Hell if I know. That demon-possessed freak Zacharoff is just saying he wants dinner. See? An emergency order to mobilize really has been issued. You sure nailed what was going on. Looks like I'll be working tonight, Barlitz. I even have my wife box up my dinner for tonight so I could take it with me. Salisbury steaks sure sounds nice, Edgar? Yeah. Hey, hold up. They're saying King Equus is going to be dining alone with the King of Ambernon? Something's definitely going on. How come no one is stopping them? I'm sure Minister Morgan's gotta be right by his side, right? I'm sure there's a reason behind it. There's a reasoning behind all this. Hey, explain what's going on. I just heard about it myself. There's no way this isn't some trap. It's y'all's job to stop something like that from happening. Hey now, don't get so mad and riled up about it. If it isn't one pain in the ass, it's the next. Haha, that's cause everyone likes King Equus so much. I know all about how deeply intimate we've all been with him. Hey, you all there, keep quiet and hide your presence until you receive further instructions. Ugh, we just got yelled at. Now then, before we give our toast, I must note that there are far too many mediums for which others to eavesdrop on us. Whether it be those ornaments or those gems over there, the list goes on. I simply cannot be at ease with them around. Allow me to prevent those from getting in our way, shall I? All aiming to peek or eavesdrop on us, I ask that you halt immediately. What? You know what? The dinner is a private matter between me and King Zacharoff. Equus has caused all the magical gems throughout the rooms to cease functioning upon declaring so forcefully into the void of the room, all without Zacharoff even having to use his staff. What the? All of my magical gems! I set up so many of them, yet not a single one remains. How am I supposed to know what's happening inside there now? Shall we barge in? We can't do that. That's only possible once King Equus himself has lifted the spell. I see. Huh? Barlitz? What's that? Barlitz carries a large black leather briefcase with him. Its dignified luster resembles that of a first aid kit, which sparks Korka's boyish curiosity. From it, he takes out a stethoscope. However, its huge earmuffs and pieces are nothing like what a doctor would typically use. All detective has a device on their person for listening in on people. This relies on an old school method separate from magic. Although I have no idea whether this will be of any use given how thick the walls are here. That's so cool! It really is! Is it? Yo, Barlets! Where's the one I'm supposed to use? Don't tell me you only brought one. How exactly does this thing work? I'll craft more up right here on the spot. Now then, let's have our toast. Cheers. Cheers. Equus Zacharoff, along with Jalam, sips some of the wine provided by the Federation. Bits and pieces of the destroyed gems unintentionally landed into their now cold soup, but Zacharoff pays no mind to this. After all, he had no intention of actually ever touching the food from the start, which is precisely what Equus had expected. Equus waits for the right moment when everyone is beginning to long for that second sip of wine to then speak in a calm fashion. To be honest, despite being so nervous, I'm happy that we are doing this. I can hardly believe that such a capable and worthy ruler as yourself wishes to have a conversation like this with me. You are quite the tough opponent, you see. I could say the same of you, Equus. Zacharoff. Oh. As the two chuckle together, Equus feels a warm sensation building in the back of his throat, as if they had connected emotionally at some level. At which point Zacharoff stands up and begins to walk around about the room as if we're an ascetic. At which point Zacharoff stands up and begins to walk around the room as if it were an ascetic perusing through a spotless hall. Amberdawn is blessed by its demons, and its long history is painted by their curses. Yet, up until fairly recently, I had lost complete sight of the way of our demons as well as my way as king. For an oh so brief moment, Equus could see himself in Zacharoff in all his strength and power. He too had similarly lost sight of his way as king. I suffered long and hard over it. It had been ages since the Shadow King of Desire had manifested himself on the surface. I wondered to myself how exactly the leaders of other nations would overcome such a difficult hurdle. As the finest example of such successful development and leadership to follow by example, I was particularly drawn to the Federation. And of course to you, Equus. Whoa! Whether it be depravity or harmony, there has been much to learn, especially from you, as its head of state. Zacharoff, what could you be possibly talking about? Zacharoff stands directly behind Equus as he continues speaking, then suddenly, he embraces him from behind. His obscene hand movements allow him to swiftly insert his slender fingers deep into the crevices of Equus' armor, so that he may grope his voluptuous body underneath. What is the meaning of this? I'm sure you know all about the chivalrous Baron. Enchanted by the Shadow King of Jealousy, he gains his power and uses them to fight for the people and for the world at large. No, he really is not as impressive as you may make him out to be. What fine armor. The craftsman who completed this order for you must thoroughly know you all too well inside and out to make armor so perfect for you. What exactly do you know? Your armor lacks a groin protector, likely because having your package so tight doesn't suit you, am I right? How envious. I myself find it not so easy to remove mine. Wait, please, that is my... Equus is far too inexperienced to handle how Zacharoff is holding him. He truly is just a naive young lad at heart. Zacharoff massages Equus' sweaty horse schlong from outside his trousers, causing it to gradually harden and thicken, swelling up to massive proportions. How brave of you to come to Amberdawn alone amidst its chaos. Though you are touted as being a wise king, wisdom is clearly not your only asset, for your package is just as valiant. Keep going. It's been a while since you've gotten worked up. Yes, of course. He of the Trinity whom I serve, my master, is just as ill-natured as your master. I heard that you even had fun with our servants. Forging such magic conduits can be quite addictive. Let's say we test out which does the job of corrupting your noble soul more. The demons of Amberdawn or that of your beloved Federation? No, I do not believe that would be. I'm interested in you, of course. I welcome a fine relationship with you. However, There isn't any way I can find myself content with limiting ourselves to creating a safe zone. What say you, Equus? I can handle no more of this. Knowing full well what my sins and punishments are, I can't help but get my hands dirty. I'm sure you're the same way. Jade! Ooh. Stop it right there! Jade, I am terribly sorry. I am the one who's all allowed to corrupt him. And the only one to do so. So damn sensitive. Be careful of him, will ya? My apologies for being such a messy eater. Alright men, assemble and come forth. This is a state of emergency issued under my authority as minister. King Equus, are you unhurt? You're blowing this out of proportion. This is just like what always happens. Step away from Equus! Time is up. Equus. Zacharoff. Zacharoff had already taken several steps away from Equus, standing here as if nothing had happened. Nonetheless, he continues gazing straight ahead deep into Equus's eyes in search of that heat he had felt, and as he does so, he gives off a cocky grin. Now then, we have finished our business here, so we shall be departing. You bastards, don't you think you can waltz home so quietly? Olem grasps Zacharoff by the collar in a chillingly hostile manner. Zacharoff reflexively begins an incantation, but he cuts himself short by biting his lips. Good grief, a stallion such as yourself having a liking for suit-covered knights. Enough! Let go of him, will you? Voland, this will end the war! Cut it out! Release King Zacharoff at once! He has done nothing to me! Nothing at all! You hear that? Out of the way, pipsqueak! Why, you piece of... After which, the member of the Divine Trinity and his Divine Messenger, who had come all this way to the Federation from Amberdon, disappear into the darkness of the night, never looking back even once. Equus! You took way too long to call me, so get ready for the ride! Equus, are you alright? Did they do something to you? Tell me! Those guys are demons outright! It's nothing, really. As if. I don't buy that one bit! It seems as though this state of complete peace won't last for much longer. What will become of El Dorado moving forward? Major chaos is on the horizon, and I have a terrible feeling that there is nothing I can do this time to quell that chaos. Even so, I have no idea as to why, but this is exciting. Exciting, you say? Now's not the time to get lost in your own boner, Equus! Salutations, this is the review section for where I will be reviewing the event. This is actually my third time recording because my second time, the audio was messed up. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna lose it. Man, I'm gonna lose it. Well, it's gonna be alright because I have some qualms about this event. But before we do that, I want to talk about a few, two controversies that happened during this event. And the two controversies, which is one, which is the retcon of Chapter 5's Conduit Between Realms, which is the main story chapter for Amberdon. Now, why is this controversial? Because the ending basically changed Zacharoff's fate. Now, in Conduit Between Realms, the conclusion was that Jalam and Zacharoff both see each other as equals. So yeah, and Zacharoff and Jalam actually cares about Zacharoff. But here, suddenly, Jalam does not care about Zacharoff, and now Zacharoff is submissive to him by the end of this. Of course, it did cause a bit of some controversy with some players, but well, I mean, the past is in the past. We pretty much this is an event from a year ago, so Cannot really say much about it. To me, the decision was kind of it was weird for me in terms of like how they were going with things, but like that's just Eidos for you. And unfortunately, this is something that I will also criticize Eidos for. And now proceeding to the second controversy, which is involving Alec and Elaine. So if you get Alec's alt, the scene is practically there are two options. Alec gets messed up with Hybris, right? Hybris apparently lures Alec into doing the deed with him, and Elaine dies. I forgot to add that in the second recording. But I know she dies. She dies because she wants to save Alec. And you already know why that's already controversial. Well, at least to the people there. Because to me, I don't really mind, like, you know, these kind of tropes. I don't really... I mostly analyze it, but I analyze based on what's given to me. It's more an ideology, so yeah. So if there's, like, somehow just one woman character out of all of this, it's like, it really doesn't bother me that much. I mean, we've seen games like that all the time, so eh. But like, yeah, it did cause controversy to some people. They want Elaine to be removed from the game or to not be involved with it because, you know, it's too much apparently. And then there's another, and there's a second one, which is already also worse, which is not worse. Well, I don't know how you describe it, but people don't really like it because Alec was involved with Zacharoff and Jalam. Yeah, that's right. It happened in the sauna. People were upset that it's an NTR. Basically, Elaine is pretty much done dirty in both physically and not physically. Golly. So, those are the controversies. We'll proceed to the review, because in all honesty, this event was not good to me. I'm just putting this aside because I am already tired of filming re-recording the review session. But this event was focused on Zacharoff, but somehow other characters got the limelight for an event that was focused on him. And they kept shifting and changing the events. For example, it was about Morgan and, you know, him visiting, and then now there was the sauna, and then now we're shifting to the Jalam and Zacharoff. To me, it felt a bit too fast-paced. The scenes didn't really shift very smoothly, especially from the beginning to the part where Elaine was talking to Zacharoff, which, by the way, I am kind of confused as to why the demons in the beginning didn't stop Zacharoff from imposing that rule. Maybe they didn't predict it or whatnot, but like, it was kind of confusing to me, the fact that there was no action in that, even though they know that it was a bad decision. Like, seriously, like, I feel like this event just existed just to add a bit of some shock value. They presented a lot of CGs, which was very telling, especially with Zacharoff and Equus, and then the scene with Jalam and Zacharoff, as well as especially with Elaine and Jalam and Zacharoff and Alec. Like, the decisions were too rapid. The characters, other than Zacharoff, which in all honesty, he was kind of handled a bit subparish, none of them really stood out. Barboros and Amory were annoying, not gonna lie. Gaia was just there. Elaine could have had more. Jalam also could have had more. Alec could have had more, which this should have been his time to shine, but I guess maybe it just wasn't in the writer's mind. That's alright. The rest of the characters, Hybris, Solveig, I honestly did not really care about them that much. Mind you, Solveig was one of the promotional characters here, and I didn't really understand why he was there. Well, obviously he was there, but like, I don't know why they had to do the whole beast thing. It was handled really poorly. Hamamsh and Farrokh were not that impressive. It could have been a bit more. It felt like he was practically handled the same way as the other Shadow Kings. Villain, let's throw him off. That's it. It's not like Lucifer, where they had a bit of some backstory with him, and he knows that Atmos, he needs to care for Atmos because Atmos truly cares about him. At least that was good, okay? But this, no, I don't think this one was great. Oh wait, actually they did kind of handle it by making Hamamsh like the public bathhouse thing, but to be honest, I was already tired by the time I already reached to that part. So yeah, so I'm just gonna give this event a 5 out of 10. It was not that impressive to me, and I know that a lot of you really like this event because of how they basically showed a bit. At least it was different, okay? It was different from what they're usually written, even though the whole male tonic thing was absolutely unnecessary. That should have stayed in the drafts, okay? Like the rest of the other A Pro the Sake events that followed through this, because the way this event influenced the other events, and that's crazy because its hero time took place before this, but even then I didn't really see much of the formula with its hero time with these other A Pro the Sake events. I was just, the Demon's Partner unleashed something, and it was certainly not a demon. It was something worse. That's right, capitalism. We are just going to move along, okay? We're gonna move along to the next event. So now, by the time this video gets recorded, Chapter 3 Alpha and Omega should have already been starting. It shouldn't not really ended, and there's gonna be a lot of changes. I'm kind of pissed right now because the 7th episode of Graveyard Keeper was recorded in one video, not 2 videos, which is supposed to separate my voice and the game, but well, there's nothing I can do much about it. So anyways, Eidos, well, you certainly have us in the first half. You certainly had us in the first half, but the second half maybe did not meet the expectation. So yeah. So anyway, I'm not gonna proceed to Kyokugen Ryo. I only read a few. I familiarized with the event. So not much to say about it. I will start from the very beginning, the last event that I haven't read, which is the E5 Bright Summerfest Nighttime. So maybe that event will come next, if because I am predicting that Chapter 8 will come around very soon. So I hope you guys are excited for Chapter 8 because it's version 5.0. So yeah. And as much as Eidos has very like hit or miss events, mostly misses, when it comes to like really good events, they're really good. I have to say, they are really good. But yeah, their misses just couple a lot, and I just need Eidos to please step down on the A Pro the Sake formula and try something new, because I am tired of the A Pro the Sake one. Please, I am tired of the stimulant related events. Just give it up, okay? Maybe talk about something more important. And the Demon's Partner could have been that event, but it just couldn't cut it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this episode of another Eidos of Dragonbane R. I hope you enjoy, and hopefully this will be the last time I record a review session on my first impression of the Demon's Partner. Share your comments down below on what you think about the Demon's Partner. Maybe the characters, the story, or maybe some information that I didn't know about that is only seen through a still, or maybe the writers or maybe the artists have said something about it. And I'll see y'all whenever. Bye bye!